You are now listening to the Vegan Stuff podcast with Caavakushi.
Hosting this podcast today are our two AI hosts, Sam and Kim. If you simply can't get enough of us, go to caavakushi.com and sign up for our vegan newsletter and get our free 7-day high-protein vegan meal plan. And we also have some good news. We will be releasing our first ever cookbook pretty soon, so stay tuned. Hey, don't forget to follow us on our socials too.
All right, let's dive in. Today we're going heavy, both musically and ethically.
Oh.
Yeah, we're looking at Gojira's lead vocalist, Joseph Duplantier, and his very vocal support of veganism.
Interesting.
Yeah, we've got music news sites, PETA articles, even a vegan food magazine, so a real mix.
Wow.
Let's see what we can uncover about his journey.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? The world of heavy metal and gentleness, not exactly known for that.
Right.
But you've got this Grammy-nominated musician advocating for animal rights.
Yeah, no kidding. Picture this. Duplantier, PETA ad, Brooklyn Bridge, surrounded by animals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's urging fans to join the vegan revolution. This same guy rocked the Paris Olympics opening ceremony.
Yeah, that's quite a contrast.
It really is. What do you make of that imagery?
Well, it's meant to grab your attention, right? Like those heavy metal aesthetics, you know, the drama, the rebellion.
Yeah.
But then using that to convey compassion. It's clever, you know, reach an audience that might not be receptive to the typical vegan messaging.
Makes you think. This isn't new for Duplantier, this whole vegan thing. Articles say 2014 he went vegan.
Wow, so a while back.
Yeah, it seems like his main focus was concern for the animals, for their well-being. He's quoted as saying, "I became vegan for the animals. It's about the life of the animals and what they go through."
Powerful.
So it wasn't just him. His whole family went vegan, including his 2 kids.
Wow.
It's not just one person's diet, it's their lifestyle.
Right.
One article even mentioned his kids saying they loved not hurting animals. Powerful stuff from a young person.
It really is. Speaks to that shift in awareness, right? Duplantier called it an awakening.
Oh, interesting.
He sees veganism as more than just a diet. It's a total change in how we see ourselves, animals, the planet.
Okay, but let's be real. The guy fronts a heavy metal band, on tour, performing. He needs energy, right?
Yeah, he does. And he talks about eating light before shows, avocado, banana, nothing heavy for a few hours before performing.
Smart. Probably doesn't want to be belting out vocals on a full stomach. But what does a heavy metal vegan actually eat?
He actually gives some details. Quinoa, avocado, olive oil, coffee, pretty normal stuff.
Yeah, relatable.
He jokes about touring being easier now that Gojira is bigger.
Oh, I bet.
Having some pull helps get vegan options on the road.
I can imagine. So back in the day, tougher to stick to that lifestyle when they were starting out.
Definitely. Veganism wasn't as big back then.
Yeah.
Especially touring in the heavy metal world. Finding vegan food, skeptical crew members must have been hard.
There's a story where he almost passed out on stage before going vegan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, blamed it on digestion issues from heavy meals.
Yeah.
A real wake-up call.
Definitely. And he talks about how his energy just shot up after going vegan.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it feels incredible after shows, so much energy. Quite a difference.
So his veganism, it's tied to his music, not just personal. It impacts his performance, his art.
Exactly. And I think that connection, his beliefs and his music, that's what makes his story so interesting. It's more than food. It's how those choices shape his art, his message, his whole life, really. Picking up from before, I wonder how the heavy metal community took Duplantier's veganism.
Yeah, right. Heavy metal and veganism. Not your usual pair.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, the first place you'd expect a vegan advocate.
Exactly. Did his fans embrace it, or was there, like, pushback?
Well, the articles say it's mixed. Some fans love that he's raising awareness. They see it fitting with Gojira's whole, like, environmentally conscious vibe.
Right, their lyrics, their message.
Exactly. It's not random, you know, it's part of their artistic vision.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But not everyone's on board, right?
Of course not. Some find it preachy, hypocritical even, pointing to the tour buses, the environmental impact of, you know, making music, merch.
The gotchas. It's tough. No one's perfect.
Right.
Like we said, impossible to live with zero impact these days.
True. But he doesn't try to hide that complexity.
Yeah.
Not claiming to be a saint.
Yeah.
He focuses on where he can make a difference, encourages others to do the same.
Taking action, right.
Yeah.
Not getting stuck because it's not perfect.
Exactly. It's about progress, not perfection. And you hear that in his voice.
Yeah.
He believes it. And that passion, it's contagious.
It cuts through, for sure.
Did you know we have a vegan search engine, a vegan forum, a vegan newsletter, and so much more coming soon? So why not check us out at Caavakushi.com.
But zooming out a bit, how does this fit into the whole vegan movement?
That's a good question. Depends who you ask, really. Some might say any big name advocating for animals is good, no matter what.
Just getting the word out.
Yeah, reaching people who wouldn't hear it otherwise.
So him being in heavy metal, that's actually valuable then, reaching a whole new audience.
Exactly. Heavy metal, challenging norms, that might be open to this kind of message.
Ah, interesting.
A radical shift, how we see animals, the environment.
On the other hand, some vegans might not like it, right?
Yeah, associating the movement with a genre that can be, well, aggressive.
Right, worried about the image.
Exactly. It's tricky. In the end, it's up to each person, right?
Yeah, if it resonates, if they see it as positive.
No one right way to be vegan. Different voices, that's what makes movements grow.
Yeah, learning from each other.
Finding common ground. But one thing I find fascinating about Duplantier,
Oh, what's that?
how he merges his love for music and his advocacy.
Okay, I'm listening.
Music isn't just a job for him, right? It's expression, connection, a platform for his values.
Yeah.
He's not talking about veganism, he's living it, putting it into his art.
Music as a vehicle for change.
Exactly. It's not just hearing the message, but feeling it, experiencing it.
Powerful stuff.
That connection, beliefs, and creativity, that's powerful. It's more than talking, it's embodying it, making it part of your art. That's what makes his story so interesting.
Right.
It reminds us art can be a force for change, and our passions can fuel that.
As we wrap up our deep dive on Joseph Duplantier, I keep thinking about art as a vehicle for change, like you said.
Yeah. We talk about Duplantier using heavy metal to challenge norms. But what about other art or music? Could they inspire change in like food choices, environmental stuff?
It's a good question. We think of art, music as entertainment.
Right.
But it can be more than that. It challenges us, makes us think, even act.
For sure. Like a protest song, you know?
Yeah.
Or a film that really makes you think.
Yeah.
A painting that sparks a conversation about like social issues. Art connects with us differently.
Yeah.
And that emotion, that can make change happen.
So it's not just the message, but how it's said. Like a heavy metal song about animal rights might reach different people than, say, a folk song.
Absolutely. The art itself matters, you know, who it reaches. That was why it's good to have so many voices.
Right. Different voices.
Yeah. The more diverse, the better chance we connect with everyone.
Makes you wonder, are there other musicians, artists doing this? Advocating for causes, maybe in genres you wouldn't expect?
I bet there are. Maybe this deep dive will get people listening to seek them out.
Yeah.
Or even to think about their own art, you know? How could they use it for good?
That's cool, Pot.
Could be anything. Poetry, visual art, just sharing ideas with people.
What I like about Duplantier is that he doesn't shy away from using his platform, you know? Even if it's different, controversial.
Takes guts.
Yeah, it does. Reminds us we all have a voice. We can all make a difference, even in small ways.
For sure.
So, listener, maybe you're curious about Gojira now. They're an amazing band, powerful message.
Yeah, definitely check them out.
Who knows? Maybe you'll even try some plant-based stuff yourself.
And if not, that's cool too. The important thing is to be open, challenge what you think, keep exploring.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for listening. We hope you liked this episode. If you did, we'd really appreciate it if you could give us 5 stars on whatever platform you're listening to this podcast on. Also, we would be so appreciative if you could just share this episode or this podcast with all your friends and family who are vegans or vegan friendly. We're also really excited because we are going to be launching something really cool pretty soon on the site, so keep an eye out for that. And we will see you really soon with a new episode.